All right, Arccos Golf smart sensors are my favorite gadget that I've bought for golf over all my years of playing. I've messed with every type of GPS out there. This is my favorite in terms of tracking your score, tracking improvements that you can make, but also getting very extremely accurate distances on all of your clubs. And so the system itself is really quite easy. You put this little sensor on the end of whatever clubs you want to track. So most people are going to put it on all 14 clubs. It screws in, it just twists into place in the end of your golf grip. And then once it's on, you don't think about it at all, right? Because it's on the end. And so your hand isn't interacting with it. It's not interfering with anything. And so you just take your normal swings. It doesn't interfere with anything whatsoever. But the way that it works is if you're gonna play a round, you put this on your clubs, you go into the Arccos app and you hit start round. From there, as long as I keep my phone within earshot of this, because these are basically sound sensors, every time I hit a shot, it knows which club I hit and it knows how far that ball goes, because when I get up to the ball and I make my next swing, it knows it there. So I'm going to show you in the app kind of how everything works, and I'm going to talk over it just to let you see kind of what some of the limitations of it are and what some of the things are that I learned how to get it to be more accurate and how to get it to not, have any mistakes or to track every single shot.
All right, so I'm going to take you through my app here and kind of show you what I have learned after playing several rounds with this Arccos app. So first and foremost, for me, I'm just trying to be a 10 handicap, right? And so everything I do is based off being a 10 handicap. So you can see over my last 5-round average, I've actually lost 3.3 strokes compared to a 10, but you can see where that breaks down. I've gained nearly a stroke with driving. My driving has been decent. My approaches have been terrible. I'm down 2.3 versus a 10 on my approach. Short game minus 1.4, 0.4 negative on putting. So you can see it kind of gives you some what to work on type stuff. This is, I need to spend more time on the range doing these things instead of just driving all the time. But let me show you how this works as well. So as you go through here, you can see my distances. One of the things that I'll say is as you go into each club, you need to make sure that you're deleting. So here you can see my actual drives. And so I'm a big fan of taking out the outliers. And I don't mean, I didn't fully flush that one, so let me take it out. But things where it's like you slice a drive or you hit one really bad. Like to me, I should take out this 195. Obviously, I hit that one into something. So to me, that doesn't make a lot of sense because I know when I hit it full, it's more of a reasonable club. But you can see here, my smart distance is 273. I miss right. I almost never miss left. You can manage the club, you can do some other stuff, but it's cool how it gives you that. And so the more you play, the more it will build up to these things and show. Now, I will say there's obviously some oddities here. I've yet to hit an 8-iron since I started this. My 4-iron being longer than my 3-iron is because I'm doing a lot of punch shots and things like that with the 3 that's bringing it down. So you have to kind of play with it a little bit, but let me show you what a round looks like as well. So if you go and look through here, like I shot 85 at a local club. When you go look at it, you can go club by club and see all of your shots. So let's look at like hole number 1 here, right? So I hit a pretty bad drive, 259. You can see I pretty much shanked it almost off the course entirely. Hit a 7-iron, 163 from the rough onto the back of the green. So it's pretty decent shot there, but it's a double because I actually had to take a drop over here. And so that's another one of the things that you'll want to go back on. If you keep the phone in your pocket, the sensors absolutely work perfectly. They pick up every single shot. The only thing that you have to be careful of is 2 things. One, if you take a drop or a penalty or something like that, you obviously are going to have to manually add that. It's very easy to do. You go into edit, just tap add shot, and you tap where it was and it does it for you. So that's not difficult. The other thing is with putting. It will capture all of your putts, and so it'll capture everything. You can see here, let's go to let's find a hole. So it can actually log your putts, but what you have to make sure is when you get those little gimmies and things like that, if you don't actually take the motion of tapping it or hitting it with your putter, it won't record it for you. And so you have to pay attention to that. So what I do is about every 3 or 4 holes, I go back and make sure that I've adjusted and that my score here is tracking, with what I thought that it should be, and make sure to add any sort of penalty strokes that I've had and make sure that my putts are correct. So your putts are the ones that if you actually line it up and putt everything out and don't do gimmies and things like that, then it'll work perfectly. But if you don't, you're going to want to, you're going to want to go in and add where you had gimmies and stuff like that. But other than that, it's a really cool app. I really enjoy how it gives you tips. The more you use it, the better it gets. It'll start to tell you things like, this is the club you should hit in this situation. So I'm just a big fan of it. I love having this stuff here. I always, in the past would forget to log things. And so I was kind of guessing at distances, but with this, it takes that out of your hands. And, it's just a really good app. I really enjoy it.